Now, the second type of photophosphorylation is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. This non-cyclic photophosphorylation, in this, the electron is not transferred back in a cyclic manner, but in a non-cyclic manner. It involves both photosystem 1 and the photosystem 2. Photosystem 1 with the reaction center P700 and photosystem 2 with the reaction center of P680. And in this, the ultimate source of electron is, ultimately जो ये electrons हैं ये किसको मिलेंगे? They are given, the ultimate source of oxygen is, in this the ultimate source of oxygen is water. And in this process both ATP and NADPH2 are formed. जो cyclic photophosphorylation था उसमें सिर्फ ATP फॉर्मेशन हुई थी, ऑक्सीजन रिलीज नहीं हुई थी. और तीसरा डिफरेंस क्या था? सिर्फ फोटो सिस्टम 1 इन्वॉल्व था. जबकि नॉन साइक्लिक फोटोफॉस्फोरिलेशन में दोनों फोटो सिस्टम 1 एंड फोटो सिस्टम 2 both are involved, and the oxygen is released, and both the energy rich compounds, that is ATP and NADPH2 are formed. Here the trap center सोलर एनर्जी को रिसीव करने वाला मेन सेंटर जो है वो कौन सा है? फोटो सिस्टम 2, दैट इज P680. एंड दिस P680 सेंटर, आफ्टर एब्जॉर्बिंग द सनलाइट, it goes to excited state and it transfers the electrons जो कि कब प्रोड्यूस हुए थे? फोटोलिसिस ऑफ वाटर से. वाटर मॉलिक्यूल हमने देखा था जब इसका फोटोलिसिस हुआ इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ मैंगनीज आयन एंड क्लोराइड आयन्स, it produced electrons, water molecules and hydrogen ions. These electrons, these are transferred by P680 and it goes to excited state, and the electrons are accepted by primary acceptor, which is called Q. Q stands for quencher. Now these electrons, they are transferred to cytochrome B559. From this, the electrons, they are further transferred to plastoquinone, and plastoquinone transfers these electrons to cytochrome F, and cytochrome F transfers these electrons to plastocyanin, and ultimately these 4 electrons, they are transferred to photosystem 1, that is P700. Now it further absorbs the photons or the solar radiations. It goes to the excited state and it transfers these electrons to another electron acceptor, that is X. X transfers these electrons to ferredoxin. We can see the electrons are being transferred through a series of compounds. Finally, these electrons are transferred to NADP, and after receiving these electrons, it gets converted into NADPH2. कैसे NADPH2? H कहाँ से आया? ये वाले जो हमारे पास हाइड्रोजन आयंस थे, which were produced by splitting of water, these electrons and the hydrogen ions, they combine, and NADP finally gets converted into NADPH2. Let us repeat. The photons of sunlight, they are first of all absorbed by reaction center of photosystem 2, that is P680. P680 transfers these electrons to quencher, quencher transfers these electrons to cytochrome B599. Electrons are transferred to plastoquinone. Plastoquinone से कहाँ जाएंगे? They will be transferred to the cytochrome F, then to plastocyanin. Plastocyanin will transfer them to the reaction center of photosystem 1, that is P700. P700 transfer किसको कर देगा? To X, unknown electron acceptor. It will transfer it to ferredoxin. Ferredoxin will transfer them to NADP. NADP will receive these 4 electrons and the hydrogen ions, and it will get converted into NADPH2. और इसमें 2 जगह और एनर्जी यहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन है साइटोक्रोम F से पहले. Here the ATP formation takes place. ADP combines with inorganic phosphate and ATP are formed. So क्या बना यहाँ पे? ATP formation took place and NADPH2. So this is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation जो कि Z shape में है and it helps in the transfer of energy. So this is the formation of energy rich compounds ATP or NADPH2, or we can say the conversion of solar energy into the chemical energy. The process is called photophosphorylation, and photophosphorylation is of 2 types: cyclic photophosphorylation and the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. And in this process we can see the oxygen is also released from water.